My neighbors are being exceptionally loud today, which is really saying something, but hopefully the mic isn't really picking it up, so hopefully it's not distracting. I know that a lot of you, I see it all the time in the comments, I get DMs, I get comments all the time about how they miss my primarily witchy and spiritual content. While it hasn't totally gone away, yes, I have moved away from primarily witchy content. Now that being said, I understand that a lot of you really want like a course for 101 or something that's a little more on the intermediate side that's not too daunting. And if you remember about a month ago or something like that, I have no concept of time right now. I posted something about how I was holding a lecture in the Order of Chaos course where I was talking about building a local practice and building a practice that's based around the local spirits. So Sanrei, the man who created and runs the course, gave me access to all of the live classroom sessions that he held as well. It's about a month of a course, so it's not just one workshop, but it's also not a really long, strenuous, huge commitment, kind of like some other courses that I've taken that are like 6 to 9 months, which they're fantastic, but they're a lot to commit to for almost a year. This course, I think I said this in one of my other vlogs when I sat in and lurked on one of the classroom sessions. I've taken a lot of 101 classes. I've taken a lot of courses or seen a lot of courses that they're okay, you know, they're nothing to rave about, but this one I want to let you all know about, and I'll put like links down below. I was just really, really refreshed. It was just so refreshing to see a course being held like this. So the reason I'm telling you is because, like I said, a lot of you are, you know, wanting still more witchy content and more like intermediate type of thing. And this course does a really good job at kind of doing both at the same time. So whether you have no idea where to start, or maybe you have practiced, but you kind of want to like up your game, this is such a good place to start, because not only does Sanrei start with like the basics, and I'm not saying like grounding and centering and things like that. I mean, the actual basics of understanding what you're even doing when you're grounding, when you're centering, when you're putting up protections. He gives you the understanding of the mechanics first before you actually use the mechanics in the foundations. So I think like that right off the bat was fantastic. Another thing I want to rave about was the classroom setting and just the students in general, because these students asked some phenomenal questions. They were always really insightful questions or something else to add. When I was holding my lecture, they had a lot of questions that I hadn't gotten before when I've ever taught this kind of content, whether it's holding my own lectures or holding guest lectures like this one. They have a whole Discord server, and sometimes I'll lurk in there. I think Sanrei just did a really good job at curating such a good community, and the cool thing is that everybody does have such a wildly different practice. So this course, like, you know, I held mine on local practice. Benta held a lecture on runes. I know Ivy had a lecture. There was another lecture on Reiki. There was a crash course on astrology. Like, there's so many things that no matter really where you want to go with your practice, there was something to grab from. And even if you have no idea where you want to go with your practice, or maybe you just want to expand, there were so many different faucets that you could just kind of try to learn about and maybe understand that maybe that would open a door to a different kind of practice for you, or something that enriches your current practice. So fantastic course. I wanted to just let all of you know that this was by far one of the best beginner courses. And I know that I don't post a lot of witchy content anymore, but that doesn't mean that I don't want to give you all resources or places to go, or just something that might help your practice. So I'll leave a link down below if you're interested in that, but definitely check that out if that is something that you are kind of feeling like your practice could need. And Sanrei does have a full podcast, so there's also just a ton of free information. And also, one of the things that I think a lot of other courses really lack on is kind of meshing the science and the magic together, which I really don't see very often ever. I mean, it's a hard thing to do, but Sanrei does do this beautifully. And I love that so many people, almost all the students and Sanrei himself, are all skeptics, which is a fantastic thing to go into, because again, you know, you don't have this like, it doesn't feel like this just blind faith. It just feels kind of like, I don't know, it's working, so this is what we're gonna work with, and that's pretty much how I practice. But yeah, all the information's down below. Thanks for signing up for the class if you did it last time. It was really good to see you there, and as well as see you in the Discord. That's it. I just wanted to give you a resource, but otherwise I hope that you have a fantastic May, and I will see you in some very exciting vlogs coming up soon. I'm gonna go meet someone. So stay tuned. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Best of luck, be kind to each other, and may your gods treat you as you've treated others. Bye.